Yarana whahotato. E whaatio voiti mo aahetere o marite. This story is a story about Sisimatailaa. This story is from the island of Felemea near Tonga. There's this young woman, and she'd go down to the beach, and she would lay out on the beach, suntan naked. And the sun came down, and he slept with this woman, and she became pregnant. And in time she gave birth to a boy, and she named him Sisimatailaa, which means Sisi with the sun in his face. And this boy, he grew up, he was very, very handsome, a really handsome young man. And one time, the Tonga, which is the king of Tonga, he came by. He was going up to Ha'apai, and his canoe, his kalia canoe, it stopped there in Felemea. And when he was there, his daughter, she met this guy. The daughter of the Tonga, her name was Fatafehi. She met this young man, Sisimatailaa. And he was such a handsome man, she wanted to marry him. And she said, okay, he agreed to marry her. And so then they went on. And he was going to go down to Tonga Tapu for the wedding. And so now he was engaged to the daughter of the Tonga. And him and his mother, they were poor. And he wanted to go tell his dad, the son, the La'a, that he was going to get married to the daughter of the Tonga. And so what he did is very, very early in the morning, at the first light, he went out to the beach and he waited for the sun to come up. And he was going to talk to his father, the sun. And the sun came up. What happened is he fell asleep. The sun came up, and by the time this boy woke up, the sun was up in the sky. So what he did then, the next day, he did the same thing. He went out there very, very early in the morning, and he waited for the sun to come up, but he fell asleep. And when the sun came up, by the time he had fallen asleep, and by this time he woke up, the sun was up in the sky. And so the third day he did it, and the same thing happened. And he was really frustrated, upset, and the son saw him. And the son knew that this boy had been trying to talk to him. That it was his son. And so what the son did is he covered his face with a cloud so he could talk privately with his son, Sisimatailaa. And Sisimatailaa, he told his father, the son, he said, I'm going to get married to Fatafehi, the daughter of the Tonga. And his dad said, okay, this is what you do. You row east from Felemea, and you're going to come to an island. And on that island there's an old woman, and she has two bags. One bag is called Monu, and the other bag is called Mala. Okay, Monu means blessing, Mala means curse. Get the bag from her that's called Monu. That's my wedding gift to you. So okay, he got in his rowing canoe and he rowed east from Felemea. And he came to this island, and he went on the island. There was this old woman, and she had two bags. And he said, my father, the son, sent me here to get these two bags. The one that's called, the bag that is called Monu, and the bag that is called Mala. He was lying. And the woman said, okay. So she gave him both bags. So he took both bags with him and started heading back to Felemea. And he got out in the sea, and he opened up the bag called Mala, a curse. And a great big storm came up. And it blew him back to this island. And he came back to the island, and the woman saw him coming back. Like, what are you coming back for? She realized that he'd been blown back in a storm, and that he had opened up he shouldn't have had that bag. So she took the bag called Mala from this boy, then she sent him on his way. And so he took the bag called Monu, he went to Felemea, he got his mother, and they went down to Tonga Tapu, to the Tonga, the king of Tonga. And so they came down there, and the daughter of the king is going to get married, and all of her relatives, and everybody, they bring gifts for her, and it's like they've got mats, they've got all sorts of things, carved items and canoes and just tapa cloth, and they have brought this gift for this young lady because she's the daughter of the king of Tonga. Well, him and his mom, Sisimatailaa and his mother, they're poor. They don't have anything. Okay? And so these people, they brought all these gifts for the daughter of the Tonga, to Fatafehi. And that night, everyone went to sleep. And in the middle of the night, this boy, he went out, and he opened up the bag called Monu. And out of that bag came all these gifts. The mats, the carved things, the kumetes, and the tapa cloth. And a canoe came out, a double canoe, and just great gifts. And the gifts that came out of that bag were greater than the gifts that had come to the Tonga by all of his, all the people who were trying to impress the king. And the people woke up in the morning and they saw all these presents. And they went, wow. And they said, this boy, look at these gifts. Is he a god or is he a man? And the answer is because his father was Bala, the son, he was a god. And his mother was this woman from Felemea, so he was a man. And the answer was, Whakato iyo. Yes to both. Ko hope te i reko.